Welcome back. Once again, lemon juice squeezed on chicken schnitzel. Today, we're going to be speaking about prices. It's a price-focused episode for you. Make sure you take a seat over there. Keep your back straight. We're going to speak about Bitcoin, Ethereum. We're going to go through some altcoins as well. I'm going to give you a little basic framework, and these are the things we want to check over time. However, don't get too caught up in these because at the end of the day, you know it's all about the long-term gain. Let's have a look now. We're going to start with Bitcoin and where we are now. So if you want a mental framework, friends, I'm just catching you up. What's coming? What might be around the corner? What has happened? Okay. So when we're looking at Bitcoin, remember, we're in a danger zone right now. You don't even need to do any type of super technical analysis or anything else. You don't need any indicators. Just count the monthly candles. Now, this is an epiphany I had because I'm here 18 hours a day. I do love and appreciate you. All right, but have a look at this. These are the monthly candles for Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3, 4. And intuitively, you can feel it. You can feel, this is the 4th monthly candle. We're all feeling good if you're in the Bitcoin camp, okay? The rest of the altcoins are still waiting to move. We're going to go through that as well. So what I normally do is for Bitcoin, I will go to my Bitcoin chart. I'm going to show you right now. I'll put a weekly time frame. You can go to TradingView and you can type in SuperTrend. I'll add the SuperTrend, which is what I have right here. And you can see this green line here. Now, the SuperTrend also has that red line. Now, if I just remove this fib, you can see how that's what the SuperTrend is, just showing you where we are in terms of what the average range was. Now, because it's green, all it meant was that when there was 3 times the average distance and we moved one direction 3 times, we ended up flipping the trend that way. Now, a year ago, roughly, you can see right now, look what we did. Bitcoin went and flipped up from the red and we turned into a, they say buy here, but friends, just be careful. It's just a bullish signal. We're just going up, okay? We are still here right now. We have been green all year, all right? And this is how, I'm just sharing with you, this is how the traps form. So you're climbing a big mountain, okay? And the steps are small at the start, very small, and they gradually increase, medium-sized steps. And then they start to become huge exponential steps. But just as those exponential steps, which is the prices going up, start to come, everybody thinks it's just getting started. But actually that's the end. As you can see right now, it's just that once you start hearing everybody saying it's just getting started, it's because they're finally feeling good. Why are they feeling good? Well, now you get to see why. They finally hit this realization that they have not felt pain for a long time. This is in Bitcoin, like super tremendous pain, as you can see. But we have this golden box here, which I'm going to show you is the golden box of friendship. All you need to do, friends, is you can draw a Fibonacci. You just get the fib tool, you draw it from the high to the low, and it's just showing you retracements. We are in this zone. Fibonacci zone, the 61%, even if it's just a 50%, going back in crypto, they're so volatile, but they tend to hit those prices like magnets. And even if we are going to conquer those prices, the first time we get there for any coin, it's always fighting. There's always turbulence. There's always people looking over their shoulders. There's always a break-even soy boys. They want to get out of their portfolios. That's where we are right now. So yes, it's been an amazing feat for us to get here, but we are in a danger zone, of course. But what you're going to find as well is because we're moving in such a slow time frame, it's hard mentally for people to get out of this bullish mode and start thinking, oh my God, risk, risk, risk. You can't because everyone around you is feeling good. You don't know that, the plane is about to crash. You have no idea, okay? So remember what I did? I put it on a weekly time frame and I use the super trend. If you go down into a daily time frame, you can use it. You go, oh, wow, see, that looks good, doesn't it? Unfortunately, if you can look here, there's a lot of green, red, red, green, red, green, red. It just keeps flipping around. So the lower your time frame, unfortunately, it's easier for you to get faked out. I like looking at a weekly time frame, and if you really want, you can go down into a 3-day, which I'm going to show you right now. But truthfully, I have looked at 3-day, friends, and there are still some fake outs as well. Okay, so you really want to be focusing on the highest time frame you can. Weeklies seem to be beautiful. You don't need to make too many moves, and when you do make a move, you actually get the biggest meat. Now, what's interesting is I have the ETH BTC chart. And what I've done here for you is I've put the SuperTrend on ETH BTC, and you can see it's in the red poopy zone as well. So when you're using this SuperTrend, it's really for trend followers. Why is it important? It's because if you're watching a coin out there, remember there's 10,000 coins, and you don't know, is anybody ever going to pay attention to this? You have no idea. What you can do is you put a SuperTrend on it, and then you just watch it. And you know, you're okay, there's a SuperTrend here. Once we pop above it, I'm going to pay attention, okay? Now, luckily for us, we know Ethereum is not going anywhere. So if Ethereum was some sort of poopy coin, look where this weekly SuperTrend price is. It is 0.06. So effectively, if Ethereum can close above 0.06 up here, it's going to flip green like it has in the past. And once that does, you know, within the next 1 or 2 weeks, like, I've got to get in right now. Right now. This is the big, important, bullish trend flip. But look, it's not perfect because look, it's flipped green before in July 2022. And look what happens. It ends up flipping red again. So these things aren't perfect. But if we go back into the previous Bitcoin halving here, look at this. Once again, friends, this was the bottom of the previous bear market. Look, we flipped green, as you can see right here. But then look, it still went sideways for a while. All right. If we actually check how much time it was, it's very interesting once I flipped it. Look at that. Oh, wow. That's 5 months, 161 days. Effectively, what that could be is if we flipped Ethereum here, we could still go sideways for like up until July. So effectively, you could be seeing is just doing this, right? Until finally it starts to move up in the bull market, okay? So what I'm doing is just walking you through like some really blue chip, mature type of things that we're looking for. But we all know those moves are small. I mean, if ETH BTC, look at this, friends, even here, flip it up the top 25%, like that's nothing, okay? Now, that's actually a lot of money. If you had 100 Bitcoin, you put it in there and you converted it right there, which you shouldn't even get out that. You shouldn't get out that quick anyway. You'll turn 100 Bitcoin into 125 Bitcoin. But for most of your portfolios, you've got to play a different game, of course. You've got to look at the altcoins. So what I'm doing now is I'm just sharing with you what could be coming next. So we have had 2 years, almost 18 months to die in this zone for altcoins, 600 days. And we are hopefully, you see this part here, we're hopefully making our way out. Now, if we cross this zone, praying, once again, friends, once again, not financial advice, go buy bonds and stocks, see how that works out. I'm just telling you, we're just guessing. If we swoop out of this range that we're looking at right here, the next pit stop where you would be concerned is the Fibonacci retracement zone. Always, always, always. Now look at this. It would be above here. It would be, this is total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It would be $700 billion. So this is altcoins, nothing to do with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, but it does include stablecoins. So the thing is though, if you draw this line, you're like, ugh, that kind of sucks. That's only 70%, right? But remember, that includes all of the altcoins. So yes, see, friends, it's a game. It's a hard game. Okay, like you're in altcoins and you're like 70%. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. People aren't going to make as much money as they think. This game is getting harder. You see those altcoins, they summarize the top 100 coins. Yeah, there are dead coins, dead narratives. Like, I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm just telling you, Cardano's in a third cycle curse. Okay? XRP guys still think they're going to get $8. All right? They still think they're going much higher. Like, it's possible, man. I'm just showing you to the retracement's only like a 70% zone. Maybe that's what the average is in the next couple of months before we have to like grind out the next zone, right? That's the truth. And no one wants to hear it, but I'm just telling you what it is. It could be in some of the higher risk coins, more volatility, even Hex and PulseChain ecosystem. If the average coin's doing 70%, look, we all hope we do a 10x from here, but like what if we only do, because they're so undervalued, maybe we only do like, instead of 70%, we do like 3 times that, which is, that's disgusting. So 2 to 3x from here, right? I'm just telling you that it is what it is, friends. I know I want these gains to go much, much higher. So if you want to find the coins that go huge, well, you have to work harder. That's why I've been making videos telling you, hey, maybe we have to do some launch pads. Maybe we have to participate in other stuff. Maybe we have to find the new sector coins. praying that we do really well from here. Praying, but there's no guarantee. Also, don't worry too much if these numbers are too low for you, because the market cap of this total crypto index, it includes things like BNB. It includes like XRP. They have like billions and billions, 33 billion market cap each, right? So you might be a smaller coin that is doing much better than those big guys on top. But also, you know, the average is the average. So, you know, this is just what might be coming ahead. Now, I'm going to show you ChainLink, right? Because you all know I love ChainLink. I've made so many videos on it. And when I show you this, just now you get to see everything I see, right? Because I'm telling you, like, yes, I was buying ChainLink. Look at this. The whole reference, accumulating as much as you can. I was telling everybody, get under 10 bucks, get under 10 bucks. I look like an idiot. Everybody's spitting on me. And look, that 1 week, it flipped green. I remember I made, look, you probably remember too. I made so many videos. I go, the key level for ChainLink is $8. I was the only person, all of crypto Twitter, all of YouTube. $8 was the critical area. We had to close above $8. And we finally did. Why? The weekly SuperTrend flipped green. And look at that. All you had, look at this, friends. This is weekly candles. So that's why it's super important. If you're watching a coin and it flips green, it flips green here. Look, you have 1, 2, 3. That's it. And you have to buy in the beginning of the 4th week. So really, you get to see here how tight your window is. You only got like 3 weeks. Now, technically, you could have watched this every day and then put your money in at the end. But remember, I've told you, it's better to just keep buying and go offside rather than trying to time it at the end, because you might find that you accumulate a lot more bags over time because you'll find that you're more comfortable with dealing with the fundamentals and stuff, whereas other people are trying to time everything. So, for example, I had one of my cousins, instead of throwing $3,000 in a limit order in ChainLink, he market bought, went offside, and then he put in like another 3 clips in. So instead of having a $3,000 position, he accumulated a $9,000 position because I got him in early, he went offside, and he kept buying, just to give you an example, okay? So sometimes going through the pain actually helps you in the long run. And look at this, it just lifted off. So that's why, even though I love ChainLink, I think it can go, you know, 400, 900 bucks. I hope in this bull market it goes above 50 and doesn't scam everyone. I hope it goes to $100 plus, just hoping and praying. I wouldn't touch it up here. So I'm using the weekly SuperTrend as well, just to give you confirmation, okay? So you're probably wondering, like, okay, it flips green, you can get in. So if you wanted to perfect it a bit, you can just add the 21 EMA. So you type in moving average exponential up here. Moving average exponential. You add it, and then you put it to a 21 number. Okay, now I have the dots. I made it nice, so it looks cute. I call them my golden ropes because I lean on them. Okay, so this is just an indicator of what's going on. Now, you don't really need that 21 EMA. It's more for trading short term. The SuperTrend is really all you really need, okay? But the 21 EMA helps you kind of like just perfect it a bit, just get a bit better prices, okay? That's why you like to use them together. But at the end of the day, there is no guarantee, of course. There are fake outs all the time, okay? You can sell the bear market happened, and then that's it. It was never able to recover. Look, it went a long way down. I bet you wish you had something like this for the next bear market in case things turn around. But hey, there are fake outs along the way too, friends. I'm going to show you, for example, I'm going to show you Bitcoin now faking everyone out in 2021. So this was insane. I'm about to show you the double bubble scenario, okay? The double bubble scenario here, look at this. Bitcoin, China ban, bang. It's now red. And then look what Bitcoin does. It goes and flips green again. And then it comes red again. So see, nothing has 100% perfect uptime when it comes to trying to guess these prices. So when we're looking at ChainLink, for example, the zone, like, I'm just not financial advice. I would try to buy. I'd be waiting here and just tracking this 21 EMA. And it seems like it'd be about $10.80. So, hey, don't do this, lose money and go cry. Okay, if you cry, well, you're going to owe me money in the future when I tell you to sell for a profit. So $10 or $11, if I really wanted it, I would leave the bids there. Would I leave a bid there? No, I wouldn't commit any capital just because let the candle play out. Maybe find other coins. You don't know, okay? But that's what I'll do. That's what if I wanted to buy, I didn't have a position. That's the zone I'll be watching. Be watching it right here. So I guess you could say anywhere from like, you know, $9.50 up to $11. And you just look. You have to accept the fact ChainLink could be doing this little triangle move and then just busts up again to my sell zone. Okay, so you can't get FOMO. Don't buy up here. People are going to say ChainLink is going to take over the world up here. You just got to be careful. And I want you to know, I have my golden box of friendship for ChainLink up there as well. So it's a 61% retrace. Now, I have to stress to you, altcoins, really random. I've seen so many charts before the Bitcoin halving year, on the Bitcoin halving year, even in the bull run, you're not guaranteed a retrace early. Some altcoins, for example, Cardano, never retraced at all until it was finally ready to move in the bull market in 2021. So you thought, oh, wow, I'll just sell Cardano at its retracement zone. No, it never got up this far. It never got to its equivalent golden box of friendship, which is a 50 and 61% retrace zone, okay? So none of these are 100% guaranteed. I'm just sharing with you what could be ahead for us, okay? This is what could be ahead. If altcoins go up, remember, they're not becoming, oh, wow, now I'm going to get my 1000x. No. We're probably going to go into the first soy boy break-even zone where people are just going to think about exiting. Now, what about PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex? As you can see, right, I've got the weekly SuperTrend here. You see this maroon line, friends? This is Pulse. This is a weekly chart, right? So this is the SuperTrend here. As you can see, it's deep in the red. So it's probably going to go sideways here. So look, if I was a gambling man and I was too scared, so remember, I'm just telling you, okay, just for you. Let's say you can't stomach the FUD at all. Like, friends, some people are just born bitches. They're scared. They run away. I don't want to use the word coward because it's risk management, but they can't take it, okay? They don't have big balls. They got tiny little sultana balls. So if you feel you're like that, it's okay. I even have the strategy for you. A potential thing that you can do is you just wait for PulseChain to flip its weekly SuperTrend. And this price is coincidentally day one sacrifice. It would mean PulseChain has to close above day one sacrifice for a week, and then you can buy. Now, be careful. It doesn't mean it just goes up only. It could mean you go sideways like that for another 3 to 5 months. I know it sucks to hear that, but at least if we got back up there, you are in a better environment. You're not dealing with the levels of FUD we're dealing with now. See, nothing comes free, right? You want those super cheap prices? Well, you have to deal with like Richard Hart run on the SEC. I was dealing with ChainLink and the team dumping and Oracle's not being needed and all this other FUD as well, okay? So it comes with the territory. If you want extreme prices on the downside, well, you come with extreme FUD. That's just how the game works, okay? That's why they always say, I mean, like if you just delete the news and you just don't talk to anyone and just look at the chart, you'll actually just kill it. And that's actually true, friends. It's just that I'm in the trenches every day helping you. Okay, so yes, the actual best way to make money, that's why they say just buy and just go into a coma. Because you don't have to, your brain doesn't have to process and get bull trapped and bear trapped and scanned by all these other narratives. So that's Pulse, okay? Pulse has to clear above that. Until then, see friends, I'm buying in the red anyway. I'm confident I'm buying. I'm seeing other like exogenous signals. See, there are no indicators out there which can tell you cheap, because they can always break another low. Like the 4-hour RSI or any of these RSI other indicators, they can always go lower than you think. So that's why you got to use different types of analysis. Luckily, you got a friend like me who can see all these levels of FUD, but I'm seeing things such as 140 plus content creators that are still here and all these real DeFi and all the community coming together and the daily active users and all these projects launching. We can actually see that. That's not in the charts. That's why doing the homework, right? When you're just looking at a chart, friends, someone might look at this chart for Pulse and they go, well, I'm going to put $1,000 in, okay? But after I've done all the research, like for me, for example, well, I'm not financial advice. I'd be like, well, I've done so much research that $1,000 to me is like way too small, okay? Now, it might not be for you, okay? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, well, after all that research, I don't think that $1,000 is worth it. I think, well, you know, you could probably go 5 or 10 times more aggressive than that for the average person just because of how much research I've done and go, okay, yeah, it's not guaranteed to work, but if it does work out, look what ends up happening. Mate, you end up basically scooping bottom cheap prices and you can get aggressive, right? Because that's what you really want. This whole game is not just about hitting lots of winners with tiny bullets. This game is about hitting home runs, friends. And the more you can increase your bet size as your probability of success rises, the better off you're going to be in this game. Now, unfortunately for PulseX though, I have PulseX weekly chart here. See, PulseX's weekly super trend is like 75% below day one sack. Look how low that is. What it basically means is people who don't believe in the system, who don't care, they can just look at this chart and they can say, well, I'm just going to buy when we flip this and we're up at like minus 70%, minus 65% below day one sack. Effectively, they get an indicator to confirm that we're out of the bad zone for free, right? Because we're at day one stack. They get to buy like triple our stack, double to triple our stack after the indicator confirms. So it's tough to deal with, right? That's just the reality of the situation, okay? So that's another way to look at it. So that's the price. And then, by the way, that all flipped together. Now, interesting as well, combined hex, the full chart is not proper, friends, but combined hex actually went up. And it might be from the E-hex rally. It was able to drag it up. So you can see here, combined hex actually flipped green. This is actually green. I know it's very light. So it might just be doing what I think it's doing, just this sideways motion before it goes up. If you remember, I showed you the ETH BTC chart. It flipped it green and just went sideways for like 3 months. And then it started pumping. Now, I have the weekly chart as well for just P-hex itself. You can see it's actually much down. You need like 2 cents for it. So, you know, none of these things are perfect. Now, once again, look, if you really wanted, you start getting a bit excited, you can go down to a 3-day chart. Remember, this is a weekly chart. On the 3-day chart, you can see, wow, we flipped green for Pulse. So maybe we are starting to go like that before we go up. But I showed you so many times, there are so many fake outs. Trust me, I've looked at 3-day charts as well. There's still fake outs there. It's just for some reason, friends, the weekly time frame, it's just a bit too hard for them to scam. You need monumental levels of scam. Like you needed the China ban to trick everybody, right? Back in 2021. But nothing has 100% win rate, but very high and very juicy odds when you're looking at it. So I've shown you all these indicators on these prices, but ultimately at the end of the day, what might dictate us might come from the stock market, baby dolls. So that's what we're going to have a look at now. Now, this is stonks. This is the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is in an absolute danger zone. You can draw a fib like I've done right here from the top of the GFC to the bottom. And if you notice, friends, like we are actually at the zone right now. I'm actually going to make it perfect just so you can see this Fibonacci is so dangerous. My gosh. Okay, so we can draw it right now. You can see now. The thing is with the fib, I've seen blockchain backer and other people do it. You can do this same chart. You can do it on the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, what really matters is you can see we've gone a freaking long way, right? Now, the stock market is different to crypto. Crypto is easily manipulated and scammed. In the stock market, it's very tough. What does that mean? Before stocks get everybody out, they usually get everybody in, right? And not just, you know how crypto, friends, you know in crypto, when we go down, we do this to get everybody in, then we go down like that. See, that's a scam. That's just a full scam setting. With stocks, they don't do that. They go up and break the high again to get everybody out, and then they go down, okay? This is one of the most common stock market patterns in all these efficient markets. It's brutal the way that happens, okay? That's why what might be in store, let's put on a weekly chart, what might be in store, I've already been saying this, is it's possible stocks break this high and trap everyone, right? And maybe, just maybe, we start seeing things like Congress want to ban themselves from owning stocks. The US Fed cuts rates. You see these exogenous factor things that you can't make an indicator out of, right? If that starts happening and you're looking at the stock market, the highs, you're like, uh-oh, maybe my friend Tommy's thing is actually right. Pokes 5,000 and guess what? You know what the stock market usually does, friends? See this level down here? Yeah, it might just freaking just go down. Just break it. Just break it and force the Fed to print money or something, right? So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So don't worry about all these patterns, but I'm just telling you, stocks breaking the high, that's all you got to focus on. Stocks breaking the high might trap enough people to buy our altcoins up into that risk zone. You know, I just showed you that right now. So that's why it's important. I just shown you stocks breaking the high would be very risky. And if we got total altcoins going up to here in the risk zone, we're just going to have to be careful. Now, I want to remind you, it doesn't even have to get there. Look what happened in the last cycle, by the way, friends. In the last cycle, look at that. Crypto altcoins never hit their retrace. Look at that. It never hit the retrace. It stopped at freaking a 23% retrace. It never even came up here. It never came back up. But that's because, right, most of the market here was actually Ethereum doing an enormous dump. So I've shown you little concepts here. You can put a SuperTrend on whatever coin you're following. put a weekly time frame, put that little 21 EMA. After it flips green, the first retest around that 21 EMA, you can get in, right? Higher probability that it continues. Praying doesn't always work, but you have to be careful, friends, because if you get wicked and smacked down, you really got to believe in what you're in. ChainLink, Colt, PulseX, PulseChain, Hex, Colt. It's okay if you buy on the weekly SuperTrend and they go down and it flips the other way. I don't think about, oh my God, I got to take a 60% loss on the retrace for them. No, I don't care because I know we're going to be around. You see what I mean? That's why long-term investing with high probability, high conviction, and increasing your probability by increasing your size as you see the fundamentals are strong. That's why you actually really hit it out of the park. That's actually life-changing gains. None of these little bitchy like, oh, golly gee, let's buy it up after it's gone up 9x. I can get another 12% on my return on leverage. Those types of games, there's 3 people winning, there's 97 people losing. I don't want to play that game, okay? Now, to end, I'm just going to let you know, at the end of the day, it all comes down to Bitcoin. All right, that's a fundamental thing about crypto. It all comes down to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is in the risk zone. So what we've generally found is just what's been happening. Okay, Bitcoin in a risk zone, once it starts going sideways, altcoins tend to just flush up because people feel confident now. So for example, if Bitcoin goes to like 45, 46, 48K, we're like, oh my gosh, we're never going to see the 20s ever again. We're at 45,000, you know. But what we might find is buy the rumor, sell the news on the ETF. Eventually, somehow, Bitcoin comes back, touches 30K, and everyone's going to be selling here. They're going to be saying, dude, sell at 30, buy back at 20. We're going all the way back down. That's what people are going to think. But then what we might find is we continue up in the year. So you can see how you can just see this cycle of things playing out. If you use those indicators, it's good. But I'm telling you right now, once they flip green on the weekly, it's basically game over for your spot bags. Because what people do is they go to lower time frames. They put it on a daily, on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. Then they start playing with leverage. Then, as you know, they all get destroyed. Okay. Our goal for the past 2 years. So why have you been here like a foot soldier for the past 2 years being my friend? It's because I knew this game would come. I'm here to help you, to tell you all those people playing that game, yeah, there's going to be like 5 winners, but there's going to be 95 losers. And those losers are going to wish they had a friend like me who was begging them and pleading them to increase the size of their core coins during the bear market. While all these other furus telling, oh, come and trade, come and get short. All right. So I always mock those people. I call them scum. And if they're good people, I say, hey, you may be a non-scum, but you're still wrong. I'm here as a voice for you. Okay, so you got no one to blame now. At least you got a friend like me. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Tell mom and dad we do love and appreciate them. Catch you very soon.